Hello guys, you are live with Fashion Cross Functional, and today's topic is going to be selling versus branding. So why is branding vital to any fashion business? So see you in a bit. And we are back. So for those who don't know me, I am Bakou Rambini, the founder of Fashion Cross Functional, in short, Fashion FXF. We help fashion brands implementing methods to be more effective in their business. So today's topic is going to be about something that's really important to me, selling versus branding. Why is branding so essential to the fashion business? So this is a question I often ask to the designers who come to see me and who just started their business. And they ask me, I actually ask them, how do you want to make money actually? Do you want to make money selling garments, or do you want to build an actual brand? And it's actually two very different methods. So it's really important that you get clear on that from the beginning. So I wanted to clarify one thing before we start. When I say selling versus branding, it doesn't mean that the designers who will select the branding method won't be able to make sales. It's not that. It's just that it's a way for me to make a distinction between both methods. Okay, so now that it's clarified, I'm just going to outline 2 points in this presentation. Firstly, I'm going to remind you the situation of the fashion business market today. And secondly, we're going to dive into the difference into both the two different methods. Okay, so let's get to the facts. So the fact is that the apparel industry faces really challenging times right now. And to give you an idea, the global apparel market today amounts to $3,000 billion, and there are new companies that get into that business each single day. Can you imagine? And on top of that, we are still recovering from the slowdown of growth of sales that we observed last year, because last year we only had 2% of growth sales on this market compared to 5% in average the previous years. So there's a little drop there. Okay, so huge market, a little slowdown in the economic situation. And even if the situation is a bit unstable and uncertain, there are still amazing and interesting opportunities for new businesses there. As you may know, digitalization and e-commerce are one of those great opportunities that we have there, and you may have noticed it if you just started in this business. Maybe you have seen that technically today it's easier to start a business online, and also maybe you have your own website already on which you sell your product, or maybe you have an account with Etsy or eBay where you display your products. So it's technically easier, and besides, it's easier also to reach out to your directly to your customers thanks to social media platforms such as Facebook or Instagram. Okay, so this is the situation today. It's technically easy. However, the reality is there. The market is really packed and overcrowded. As of December 2016, you had 1.7 million sellers on Etsy. Do you imagine? 1.7 million. It's really, really huge. And on Instagram, they counted like over 600 million of users as of April 2017. And fashion is the second biggest industry in terms of number of interactions on Instagram. So remember, huge market, a slowdown, and several new companies who get into that market every single day. So it's really overcrowded over there in this fashion business. So if we get back to our topic, selling versus branding. So we're going to dive into the selling only method. Okay, so maybe you may have some very good looking garments that you would like to market, and actually you are wondering, hey, how am I going to do this, right? So, by the way, great decision. I love it that you started in your business, and I really congratulate you for the courage that it took you to jump in. But now that you're wondering how you're going to do to actually sell your product, so it reminds me of a woman last year who came to me with her very good looking leather jackets that she wanted to sell. And actually she wasn't really keen on this branding method that I suggested her to follow. And actually she didn't know how to sell her garments. So I asked her, so you don't want to go through this branding process, I get that. And it's actually fine, but do you have a mailing list, or do you maybe know people who would be, I don't know, interested in buying those products of yours? Or maybe you have already a community that is ready, and that you can invite over to your place maybe, and serve like cake and coffee and gather them together, and you have them see the products while they are having this little gathering of yours. And actually she told me that she didn't have any email list, and she also didn't have any community or any people. She didn't know anyone who would be interested in doing that. So it was really difficult actually, because she didn't want to go do this. She didn't want to take care of her branding, and there's no magical answer to her request. Actually, it is very difficult in this case. So she just wanted a way to get cash really fast. But I won't lie to you, it's possible maybe once or twice, but in the long term you will see that it's really, really hard to organize all those events and then invite people over and see if they're interested and have them to join in. So it's really, really, really hard. So you might want to think twice before getting into this selling only method, right? So remember, it's an overcrowded market. People don't have to buy from you, and there are so many amazing brands over there who are willing to make the effort to brand their products correctly, right? So for those of you who are interested, who are not interested in this branding process, really think, why would your customers come to you? Why would people come to buy from you? How can you create customer loyalty? Because making it cheaper won't be enough at some point. You will have to offer something else, right? So how can you make them come back and buy from you again, a second and third time and a fourth time, okay? So this is about the selling only method, and now we're going to move on to the building a brand method. Okay, so this is a strategically more elaborate method. Fashion brands who do this, they really work on defining a very precise DNA, like a person actually, something that makes them really unique. They really work on having a strong image, making a huge impact by being themselves and by being unique. They have a unique voice, and they take care about achieving a global congruence over the whole brand, the visuals, their collections, also the stockists and the sales of the point of sales they work with. They don't just try to sell to any point of sale. Actually, they really think of the ones that really align with their brand vision. Okay, so it is really a succession of well thought strategies that they think about ahead. Okay. So it's a long-term approach, but in the end you really have you will really gain an audience that is in love with your brand, and people will follow you for a reason. Okay, and you will gain like actual advocates of your brand vision, and the people who will love you and buy from you, they will be happy to talk about it. Okay, so it's longer to build, and it requires a lot of dedication and lots of focus, and it also requires that you have a good fit with the people you work with, and you may want to be sure that the people you work with really share your vision of the brand. So a designer I worked with had this really very cool concept of recycling laborers' outfits. Okay, those those blue color outfits, and they expected their sales ambassadors to wear those in the store. But one of the sales ambassadors actually refused to do that, and it's a pity because this was really a big part of their sales policy, and they lost a little bit of the atmosphere and the feel that they wanted to share to their customers. So when you have this branding approach, you may want to choose to work with people who really believe in your brand and who believe the same things as you. Okay, so as you see, it's a bit complicated and long to put in place. So to sum up, why would anyone want to go through that, right? Why the hustle? Why should you care about branding anyway? So I summarized the answer to this question in this little slide, and of course, selling clothes, just the selling only method, enables to generate immediate cash. That's true, but when you consider the branding method, in the long term, it's really much more interesting because it's a good way to, when it's done correctly, of course, it's a good way to make a very strong impact with a strong image, and also you offer a strong experience, and you are able to convey a certain feeling and an atmosphere and an experience to your customers, so they will have a real reason to come to you, to buy from you, and this is a good way to differentiate you from your competitors. It's a way also to build a lifestyle, and this is the reason why they'll come to you and not to your competitors. Okay, so you create a real bond with your audience and a strong impact. You will see that given all those values that your customers perceived, you will be able to price your products higher than with the selling only method. And I want to just to point out that we take out we exclude the fast fashion out of this analysis. We only talk about independent brands. Okay, so it's a very good way to target to reach your targeted clients through this method, and you create customer loyalty of people who really know you, who are aware of what your brand is about, and they are willing to pay for that. Okay, so if we come back to the market situation, the current market situation, I would say that fashion branding is really the most effective way you have today to be heard out there and to stand out in a crowded market. So don't hesitate. Feel free to be yourself and to put your brand out there and to really think of what makes you really unique and to build something, a brand strategy that is congruent and cohesive. Okay, so that was it for today. If you like today's topic, I would recommend you to also read our blog post of tomorrow. It will be about how to create a fashion brand, and we will share 6 untold steps to start this from scratch. Okay, so you don't want to miss that. We are done for today, but before we say goodbye, I would ask you to do 4 things. First, if you like what we share, you can like our Facebook page, Fashion FXF. If you like this content, you can also share it to people who might struggle with this right now. So feel free to do that. Feel free to share. And thirdly, you will also see that very soon we will start a Facebook group called Fashion Fix, where we will share a lot more hacks and methods with a closed member, a limited number of people in a closed group. So if you want to receive more information about that, don't hesitate to comment info in the comment section below. And fourth and last but not least, we also created a free ebook for you that is called How to Start a Clothing Line. And if you want to download it, please comment info as well in the comment section below. So that's it for today. I'm really happy to have talked to you today, and I'm going to see you next week. Bye.